Yo, yo, yo! Hello there, Stevos, and welcome along to this Let's Talk Boris Johnson's Roadmap Out of Lockdown video. Obviously, it's been a week now since, it's been nearly a week since Boris announced his roadmap out of lockdown. And I haven't really spoken much about the lockdown, the roadmap out of lockdown. I've not spoken much about it on social media. The reason being is because this week I've been more hyped about Disney Plus Star on social media than the lockdown roadmap. So obviously I thought, you know what, let's do this YouTube video, let's talk about it. Let me remind you, just in case some of you may have forgotten what the roadmap is, and let me give you my thoughts and opinions on it, basically. So what I'm going to do first of all is, and then maybe towards the end, there may be a couple of announcements that I'm also going to make as well. I just thought it'd be very, very fitting for me to talk about those announcements in this video rather than leave it, and yeah. So right, anyway, so let's talk first of all about the lockdown easing. Now we all know that from the 8th of March, so we're going to talk about the 8th of March 2021 first. We all know that from the 8th of March, lockdown is set to ease a little tiny bit. The reason being is because obviously we can't be in lockdown indefinitely. Those are the words that the Prime Minister Boris Johnson used, was we can't be in lockdown indefinitely. The reason being is, well, I mean, at the end of the day, just think about it, we're damaging the economy, we're damaging people's mental healths as well if we continue to be locked up and we're not going outside. I mean, obviously the weather is going to start brightening up a little bit more as well very, very soon, and we're going to start having a bit more warmer weather. So obviously we do need to kind of start leaving our homes, going to see family and friends and loved ones, and yeah, we need to go and do all of that, don't we, really? And we can't stay indoors all year long because of a virus, that's for sure. So obviously the vaccines are starting to roll out as well. As you've already may have seen, a couple of weeks ago I had my vaccine, my first dose vaccine. Obviously my second dose vaccine won't be until, I should imagine, until May. That's around about the 12-week mark in May, so that's when I will be near enough protected from the virus. But I mean, the good thing is though, now that I've had the first jab, that's going to give me a lot of protection, and then obviously the second dose is going to give me it's kind of going to boost that protection up. So 8th of March, schools are back. And I'm not just talking phased return, no, I'm literally talking all the pupils. So if you're a parent out there watching this video right now, then yeah, your kid's going back to school. Your kid is going to be going back to school on the 8th of March, okay? Whether it's secondary school, primary school, nursery, etc, etc. So yeah, I do believe universities are different though. Universities, I think they're still going to be doing online learning until after Easter, and then they're going to review the universities and whether they can go back now after Easter. So if you're a university student, yeah, you're still doing online sessions. If you're a school student, or if you're a parent watching this and you've got a kid who goes to school, then send them back on the 8th of March. So there we go. So yes, that's on the 8th of March. Now that kind of surprises me because I thought originally Boris, I mean, I'm not a parent, I'm not a parent or anything like that. But I would have thought that Boris would have done it in a phased return. I kind of get why he's not doing it in a phased return, given the fact that on the 29th of March, schools are going to be breaking up for Easter. So essentially they're going to be back at school for 3 weeks, and then they've got a 2-week Easter holiday. I kind of get that, but at the same time, couldn't he have just done it in a phased return? You know, with maybe some online lessons being done at home for kids that have got laptops and are able to access Zoom for Zoom calls and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a good idea sending the kids back to school all at once or not. Yeah, I really don't know about that. Really don't know. So that's on the 8th of March. Now, there's also another thing that's going to be happening on the 8th of March. So, oh no, it actually does say here as well. So only some, not all, some practical uni courses can also return to face-to-face as well. So some universities, depending on what your course is going to be done face-to-face again, so you can go back to university. However, if it's not so practical, it's more coursework related and stuff, it's still going to be online sessions. So some unis will go back, some won't. Alright, that's the best way I can say it. There's going to be another thing happening on the 8th of March. Meeting one-to-one for socially distanced fun. Now, when I talk about fun, I'm talking about, for example, you could be meeting someone else. You could be meeting someone else, going for a coffee, going for a picnic, sitting down somewhere. Yeah. So yeah, that's exactly what you'll be able to do on the 8th of March, which to be honest, I do agree, it is the right decision to do, is to kind of be allowed that freedom to go out your house and go and see that one other person. I do agree with that, because I do think if you basically locked us up until stage 2 of lockdown easing, which I'll go into in a minute, but if they continue to lock us up, I think it would really take a lot of strain on people's mental health, that they've still got to stay indoors for another 3 more weeks until they can kind of do what they want again with their friends. So you're not allowed to meet with 6 people, it's 1 person only. And I mean, at the end of the day, you can do it one way. You can do it with your household, so you can go out and have a picnic or have a coffee in a park with your household, or you can go out with a friend of yours and have that coffee or picnic in the park. Either one. Now I'm going to come back to the 8th of March later this video, alright? So stay tuned, I will talk more about the 8th of March in a minute, okay? March 29th, that's when phase 2, so there's 4 stages, can I just add, there is 4 phases of us easing lockdown. So the first phase happens 8th of March, second phase is the 29th of March. That's what we're going to talk about right now. So on the 29th of March, you can finally meet up with up to 6 people. They're bringing back the rule of 6, which obviously was a thing that happened last year, where you can meet outdoors in a group of 6 people. So up to 6 people or 2 households can meet outdoors, including private gardens. And obviously social distancing is still a thing, alright? So you're going to meet those people, but be socially distant from them, okay? 2 meters or 1 meter plus. And then outdoor sports are going to be a go as well, so you can finally do outdoor sports again. Parent and child groups allowed outside with a maximum of 15 people. So children under 5 don't count as 15 people. Okay, so there we go. The instruction to stay at home will be lifted, but people will be encouraged to stay local. Okay, so so for example, if you live, I don't know, let's say Hampshire, right? If you live in Hampshire, don't come to Dorset. okay? Because Dorset is not local to Hampshire. Well, it is local, admittedly, but don't come here. So, you know, that's the best way that I can explain that. You know, so just stay in Hampshire, stay in your county. And it's the same with people that, obviously, if you've got to travel to, for example, if you do live in Hampshire, but you've got to come to Dorset to go to work, that's an excuse. That's a reasonable excuse to obviously leave your home and go somewhere that's not local. If you don't work locally, then that's a totally different story. But however, if you obviously, yeah, if you're planning to come down to Dorset, for example, to go to the beach with your friends, then that's not really a reasonable excuse as to why you should be going somewhere that's not local to you, you know. I mean, admittedly, I know that Dorset and Hampshire are next door to each other in a way, but at the same time, they are, don't travel is the best place for me to explain it. It's the best thing for me to explain. So there we go. Right, so obviously, going back to what that was just saying about the instruction to stay at home, on the 8th of March, you are still being told to stay at home, okay? Stay at home, save lives, protect the NHS. However, they are giving you that freedom, and it's optional, by the way, you don't have to do it, but they are giving you that freedom to go out and meet one other person. Whether it's in your household or not in your household, you know, you are able to go out, go to a park, have a picnic. Yeah, apart from that, that's the only time. And obviously, if you're going to work or walking your dog, etc., those are the only times that you should be leaving your home or going shopping for essentials. So yeah, the stay-at-home order is still being put in place on the 8th of March. The only reasons why you should be leaving your home is for medical reasons. Obviously, if you're in a domestic relationship where, you know, obviously you're being abused and you need to escape, then obviously you've got that. That's one reason to leave home. Obviously, essential shopping is another reason. Going to work is another reason. And delivering goods to people. When I talk about goods, I mean emergency, like foods. For example, food, toiletry stuff, you know, delivering it to someone's doorstep, that's another essential reason for leaving home, as long as they live locally to you, of course. So yeah, but obviously on the 8th of March, the other essential reason why you should be leaving your home is to go out and see another person, you know. Obviously they are adding that to that list, okay, but apart from that, do not leave your home unless it's for those reasons, and continue to stay at home, save lives, protect the NHS. But when we get to the 29th of March, the stay-at-home order will be lifted. At long last. So obviously at that point, you will be able to leave your home freely, do whatever you want, go and see 5 other members of your friends, what up friends, or go and see family members at socially distance, of course, and yeah, literally, you'll be able to do that from the 29th of March, alright, and then you'll be still, people that work in offices, you are going to still be urged to work from home where possible, and by the way, I just might as well add this here, but travelling abroad on holiday is still going to be illegal, alright? So if you don't want to be arrested, you know, don't book a plane to go somewhere that's not in the UK, because honestly, you're gonna get fined, or you're gonna get thrown away in prison for so many years, maybe 10 years at maximum. Anyway, so there we go. So I just thought I'd put that there. So that's on the 29th of March. That's phase 2. Okay, phase 2. The best bit right here is phase 3. Phase 3. Phase 3. Well, actually, no, I don't think phase 3. I think it's phase 4 is the best bit, okay? But we'll go on to phase 4 in a minute. Phase 3 is when lockdown eases a lot more, okay? So obviously I know that in March we're not really getting a lot of freedoms, like to go to a non-essential shop, for example. This is where phase 3 happens, okay? So phase 2. So phase 2, in phase 2, should we call it phase 3? No, phase 2. So I don't know. Let me go back. So 8th of March, 29th of March is phase 1. All right. This is now phase 2, which is the 12th of April. Okay, which is actually after Easter. So after Easter, on the 12th of April, we will be reopening non-essential shops. So for example, you could go off to Curry's PC World, for example, because that's a non-essential shop, really. Although, would you really class that as an essential shop because it's about laptops, you know? I mean, you need laptops during a pandemic, you know, if you're working from home or if you're a school kid that needs a laptop. I don't know, but there we go. So yeah, you've got like, you've got Curry's PC World, HMV Game, and Cash and Exchange, and you've got all these various different stores like Next, Gap, Primark, etc., etc. All those shops will reopen on the 12th of April, right? Non-essential shops. So yeah. And hairdressers will begin to reopen. Now, obviously, I've been quite lucky with my hair during the pandemic because I've managed to get mine cut. But I do reckon by the time I'm going to get to the 12th of April, this Barnet is going to need to see a hair trimmer, that's for sure. I don't know why I was doing that, because that kind of looks like as if I'm about to get murdered. But there we go. So hairdressers will reopen, okay? And nail salons as well. I'm just going to look at my nails. I mean, does my nails need doing? No, my nails don't. Nails don't need doing. Libraries will begin to reopen as well. Yeah, I've not really got a bookshelf here, so I'm going to need to get a book to read. And museums as well. So I don't think there's anything in here that's very, very historic. Apart from myself. I mean, I'm 24. I guess you can class that as being historic. So there we are. So there we go. So those are the things that will reopen, okay, on the 12th of April. And also as well, outdoor hospitality in pubs and restaurants will be allowed for households or up to 6 people. So again, the rule of 6 there is being applied to outdoor. So for example, you go to a pub and you go to a beer garden and you'll get served your food and your drink outdoors. Personally, for me, I don't think I'll be going to a pub in April because I prefer to be indoors. Yeah, I mean, alright, okay, admittedly, if it's nice, the weather's nice, and I can, go to Wetherspoons, for example, and sit in the beer garden in a Wetherspoons pub, then I will go. But to be honest, I prefer to sit indoors. I don't really. I mean, I guess picnics and barbecues I can get away with, but if I'm eating like hot food outside, I don't like it. Mainly because obviously you've got a plate like right in front of you with hot food on it. It attracts flies and bees and all of that, and I just don't like it. Picnics and stuff I'm fine with, picnics, barbecues, I'm fine with that. It's just sitting in a beer garden, having something to eat and having all those flies and literally you're doing this dance like this, like the fly dance or wasp dance, while you're there eating your dinner. So that's the best way I can say about it, really. So I don't think for 1 minute that I'm really necessarily I'm going to be going back to a pub in April. I might do, I might not. I don't know. All right, it all depends. All really does depend. But to be honest, I just don't think I will. Places like zoos and theme parks are back, so you know you can enjoy being on a roller coaster at Alton Towers or Thorpe Park, you know, etc., etc. They'll all be reopening again, guys. Or you know, you can go and go to London Zoo if you live in London. Go and see some of the attractions at London Zoo. Maybe some pandas and penguins. So that'll be reopening on the 12th of April. And gyms and indoor swimming pools will reopen too. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of get myself fit and ready to go back into a gym. Yeah, anyway. So that's going to be happening. Self-catering, holiday accommodation and campsites will reopen for household groups as well. There'll be funerals for up to 30 people to attend as well. So it won't be limited. So for example, you can invite a couple of close relatives or close friends to a funeral if someone very, very close to you has sadly passed away. And weddings, you'll be able to have up to 15 people at weddings come the 12th of April. Okay, so there we go. So that is that's going to be phase 2 of the lockdown easing. Phase number 3. Oh, here we go. This is where it gets even more better. This gets better and better. Phase 3. I'm literally waiting for phase 3. I mean, I like phase 1. You know, I kind of like phase 2 as well, but phase 3 is where it gets better. Bring it on! Bring it on is all I can say. May 17th, okay, is where we can finally be able to sit indoors in a pub. It's going to be table service only for a pub and a restaurant, okay? So you won't be, so again, like last time, you won't be able to go up to the bar and order your drinks. No, if you want a drink ordered, then, for example, if you're in Wetherspoons, use the app on your mobile phone. Use the app, the Wetherspoons app, all right, and get it ordered to your table with your table number on the table, okay? Alternatively, there'll be pub staff wandering around. You go, you over here, or get their attention somehow, and get them to order you a drink from the bar, okay? So there we go. So that's going to be happening. Obviously, by the way, I don't get the attention of waitresses or by clicking my fingers or anything like that. I normally use the app on my phone. Just throwing that out there. And then all remaining outdoor entertainment, cinemas. Yes, cinemas are finally reopening again. Oh, I love the cinema so much. So cinemas, museums, and the joy of soft play return as well. So if you've got a kid who loves to play in a soft play area, that's reopening as well. What I want to say about cinemas, I'm excited to be going back to the cinemas because I think after lockdown eases, pretty much. What was the last film that I went and saw at the cinema last year? I think it was The Invisible Man or The Hunt, and that was way back in February last year. So I've spent the majority of round about a year. Last time I went to the cinema was a year ago to go and watch a movie. So there is a movie coming out in May called Black Widow. I think that might get moved a little bit because of where the cinemas are reopening and stuff. I think it was due to come out May the 7th, Black Widow. It's a Marvel movie, but I think it's going to be coming out, it might get shifted a few weeks so that it opens in time when the cinemas are able to reopen as well. But I'm sure we'll get an update on that very, very soon. But I'm definitely going to be going back to the cinema to go and watch that movie. So there are going to be other movies as well that I would absolutely love to go and watch later this year. Halloween Kills is one of them. Candyman, if that movie is still coming out in cinemas, I will give that a watch as well. The Forever Purge, that movie's coming out in July, and I'm so looking forward to watching that, because I've watched all the other Purge movies. This is apparently going to be the last Purge movie in the Purge franchise, so I'm definitely going to be giving that a watch. And yeah, there's so many movies that I'm going to be watching, and hopefully I may have company with me as well. So yeah, we'll wait and see. I'm really looking forward to having the freedom of going back to the cinema again. That's going to be absolutely amazing. So all remaining outdoor entertainment, cinemas, museums and the joy of soft play will return, like I say. Staying away in hotels, hostels and B&Bs is back as well. So, you know, if you want to go away somewhere, maybe a staycation, you know, go to Brighton or somewhere like that, then book yourself a hotel, you know, a local Premier Inn or something like that. Go and do that. You can be able to do that from May 17th. And also as well, indoor group sports and exercise classes will be back as well. Now, obviously, also on May 17th, weddings, receptions, funerals can now go ahead with up to 30 people now on May 17th. Some large events, so sports, concerts, theatre and conferences can go ahead with capacity limits. So there's going to be certain numbers where you won't, where it'll kind of be capped. And then by this stage, the government will review social distancing, including hugging. So maybe at that point, I'll be able to open my arms up wide like this and give every single one of you a massive hug like that, without it being virtual. So there we go. But no, I'll be happy if hugging can come back. You know, I'm a hugger. You know, I love hugging. I really do. I am a massive hugger. So, you know, I really would want hugging to come back, because I do miss the hugs. I really do. And there's a lot of people that I really want to just finally just go, come here and give me a massive hug. You know, at long last. So that's going to be under review in May, okay? So that doesn't mean to say that they're going to lift social distancing in May. They may keep it, they may not. Yeah, we'll wait and see. And then there will also be results on a review about overseas international travel as well. So it all does depend really where we're at with cases, where other countries are at with cases as well, and how the vaccine rollout is going as well, okay? And then here we go. This is the final phase, phase 4. You know, this is where Boris gets his Infinity Gauntlet, becomes Thanos, snap. All the restrictions leave, they go, they finish, bye-bye. So the 21st of June, you know, which people are saying we should make as a national holiday. People are actually saying, let's make 21st of June a one-off bank holiday Monday. I don't know why. I don't really know if the government would do that. Watch this space is all I can say, because, you know, I know that a lot of people will want to go out and celebrate the fact that, you know, well, the fact that lockdown is over, and the fact that, you know, the restrictions may no longer be put in place ever again. Let's fingers crossed and hope, because Boris has said once these restrictions have been lifted, he wants those restrictions to be lifted and become irreversible, meaning he doesn't want them to be put back in place. I don't think any of us want any of these restrictions being put back in place, that's for sure. I certainly don't, you know, I really don't. So the 21st of June, which is phase 4 of lockdown easing, okay? So there will be no legal limits on social contacts. So for example, you can go up to 30 people, 50 people, 70 people, and just have a massive gathering. Alright, you can have a massive gathering again, pretty much. There will be glitter balls and cocktails at the ready, that's right, everybody, because nightclubs are back. Yeah, nightclubs are going to be back, so expect a lot of people on the morning of the 22nd of June to be out there laying life flat on the curbs, drunk out of their minds, thinking to themselves, oh, I shouldn't have drank too much last night. I bet a lot of people have missed that, to be honest. Larger events can take place as well, and there'll be no limits on weddings, funerals, or other life events. So, you know, if you're getting married this year in October, for example, then don't worry about inviting 30 people. No, you can invite 150. You can add 1,000 people if you want, you know, if you're that popular. So there we go. But yeah, there we are. That is the lockdown easing roadmap. That literally is the lockdown easing roadmap. What's my thoughts on it? I totally agree with how he's proposed to come out of lockdown. For example, you know, obviously he's basically leaving it so every 5 weeks something unlocks, and yeah, I like it like that. I really do. I think it's a good idea, because what he's doing is he's not basing this all on dates. So can I just say, all of those dates that I've given to you guys, so the 8th of March, 29th of March, 12th of April, 17th of May, and the 21st of June, all of those dates are not set in stone, okay? I think, well, what I can safely say is probably the 8th of March is definitely set in stone, alright? Schools are going to go back on the 8th of March, and obviously, you know, one-to-one meetups in parks for picnics and drinks, coffee and stuff. That's also going to be, that's also set in stone as well, okay? Can I just say, when I say drinks, I don't mean alcoholic, alright? Stick with the coffee, guys, or tea, or juice, you know, no alcohol. No alcohol outdoors. And yeah, so that's set in stone. The 29th of March and all those other dates are not set in stone, okay? So he may decide to delay one of those dates, you know. I mean, he might even decide to delay the 21st of June restrictions lifting until July. I mean, you just don't know. So all I can say is be very cautious, because some of these restrictions may ease on the 12th of April or the 17th of May, etc. Some of them might not. They might ease a little bit later down the line. So yeah, that's all that I can say on that matter, really, is just be very cautious, like Boris is, with easing the lockdowns. But yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, can I also just say as well, the 17th of May, I don't think I've mentioned this, but you will be allowed indoors. So you'll be able to, like, socialise in someone's home. They are giving you that freedom to do that from the 17th of May, okay? So, yeah, so you won't have to socialise outdoors. You'll also be allowed to socialise indoors. Obviously, it's kind of understandable that they're doing that, because obviously, you know, if you're socialising in a pub or a restaurant indoors, then, you know, surely you'll be allowed to socialise indoors inside someone's home. So yeah, you will be able to do that in May as well, if the data allows the government to ease the lockdown a little bit further at that point, alright? But obviously all does depend where we are with cases, where we are with hospitalisations, where we are with deaths, and where we are with the vaccine rollout. The government have recently said that they plan to get all adults in the UK vaccinated by the end of July. That's only with the first dose, can I just add. Obviously all of us will probably get our second doses now in the second half of the year. I'm hopefully going to be getting my second dose in May, or maybe just before that, you never know. So it all does depend when I'm eligible for the next vaccine dose. So yeah, But apart from that, really, that is everything I've really got to say on the Boris Johnson announcement of lockdown easing. Personally, for me, I'm looking forward to seeing Kyra again, because I mean, I do miss Kyra, I'm not gonna lie. I miss vlogging with her, I miss spending time with her, you know, and doing a lot of awesome things with her as well. So that's one thing I'm really looking forward to doing. And the good thing is I'll be able to do that in literally about a week's time. So yeah, I'll be able to do that in around about a week's time, is finally leave my home and go and see Kyra for a little while. And I'll talk to you more about that in a couple of minutes. But that's one thing that I'm really excited to do again. The other exciting thing I'm going to be able to do is go to the cinema again. You know, I mean, like I said earlier in the video, it's been about a year since I last went to the cinema. So when I am able to go to the cinema again and go and watch Black Widow and all those other movies that I was telling you guys about earlier, I'm going to be really, really happy to go back to the cinema again. I am also really excited to be going back into a pub as well. Not just because I miss Wetherspoons, no, not just because of that, but also because of the fact that, you know, I do a little thing called Pub Club with Kyra. Obviously Kyra and her cousin, Gaz his name is, they run the group, and obviously I joined before we ended up going back into lockdown again last year. And Pub Club for me was really, really fun. Really did enjoy it, and I'm really, really excited to be going back and doing Pub Club with Kyra and all my other friends that I've made so far there, again when it's safe to do so. So yeah, that's another thing that I'm looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to the fact I'll be able to go to the Harvester and have a breakfast, you know, because I'd love to go back to the Harvester and have a breakfast one morning. I really would. So yeah, so there is that as well that I'm really looking forward to doing. And then there's also going to be the indoor interaction with, like, being able to go inside other people's homes and socialising with your friends in their homes, etc, etc. You know, there's a lot of things which I'm not going to go into, because obviously I'm going to hold it all back, and just literally you guys are going to be amazed with some of the content I've got coming out. But honestly, all I'm going to say is you guys be prepared. Second half of 2021 is just going to be amazing. It really is for my YouTube channel. And what else is there that I'm looking forward to? I think that's really it. I mean, you know, I think those are the main things that I'm really looking forward to being able to do. Going back out, going to the beach again, and, you know, being able to go into various different places and getting like a drink or something to eat, etc, etc. I'm just looking forward to doing all of that again, really. I really am. So yeah, so let me know in the comment section down below what you guys are looking forward to doing when lockdown does ease, whether it's nightclubs or, you know, or being able to go out and, to your friends, see your friends, etc, etc. Let me know in the comment section down below as well. So there is one final thing as well I'm looking forward to, which I did mention earlier in the video, which was hugging. You know, I'm looking forward to hugging again, if I'm able to. So yeah, literally, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this anymore to myself. You know, I'm a little bit tired of just hugging myself. You know, I'd rather have someone else to squeeze rather than myself. Hashtag single life. So yeah. But anyway, apart from that, that is everything I'm really looking forward to doing. And obviously, there's other family members that I'm looking forward to seeing again as well. Yeah, honestly, I really can't wait for hopefully until the 21st of June when all of this is over. What I just want to very quickly reiterate here is I'm going to first of all talk about the weekly vlogs for my YouTube channel, because I thought it'd be very, very fitting for me to kind of announce some of this stuff for YouTube. For you Stevos out there that are going to be watching over the next few months, okay? So the weekly vlogs, just going to reiterate, they will be back. and I will start filming it in April, okay, the weekly vlogs. I will start filming them in April when more things begin to reopen, okay, so probably the week before the 12th of April, or maybe, it'll probably be the week of the 12th of April is when I'll film my YouTube weekly vlog, and then the week after the 12th of April, whenever that week is, that Monday, that's when that video will be going out, okay? So the Monday after the 12th of April is when you'll see my first weekly vlog of 2021. What I will also announce here as well is now that we've got the restriction eased in terms of meeting up with a friend, I obviously, like I did say, I am going to be seeing Kyra, hopefully, in a couple of weeks' time. I would love to vlog with her. We are going to be going somewhere different, somewhere I've never been before, somewhere she's been before, I've never been. So I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, we're gonna go to this place that I've never been before, and we are going to have a little bit of a picnic, you know, because the rules tell us we can do that. So that's going to be happening, okay, on the week commencing the 8th of March when those restrictions have lifted, but obviously expect that video will come out that week, okay. Right, anyway, that is all from me. Thank you for watching. I know, again, this has been a very long video. I've had a lot to talk about. I just chatter away, but anyway, that is all from me. If you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button, and if you are brand new to my YouTube channel, Steve Official, hit the subscribe button and become a Steve-O today. That is all from me, but from me, goodbye. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video.